What's up people, it's Wanji again, back with another video. I know it's been a while since I posted a video to my YouTube channel. It's been a really hectic last fortnight. Within the last 2 weeks, I've attended 2 funerals. I lost 2 people. I also lost a laptop, and amongst other things, in addition to the economy being as terrible as it is. Quite a terrible week, but we're just going to pretend I was never away. I'm just going to try and catch up on the stuff that's been going on within the last 2 weeks or the last time I posted a video. So anyway, first things first, death. I think death has been something that's been a constant for everyone, but in the 2 weeks that where I've attended 2 funerals, it really makes it something that you think about. And sticking with that, I think the pandemic has also made death something that people really do think about quite a lot. Not many people actually think about their own mortality, but I think attending funerals or just knowing people that have died or remembering them is something that makes you ponder your own mortality, how long you have to live, what you've achieved. And that's something that I've been thinking about. Like trying to assess what I've achieved so far and trying to see if I'm still in tow, if I'm still gonna achieve the things that I want to, or if I'm still sticking to the plan. Speaking of the pandemic has also been on a silent rise in recent times. There have been like a high number of cases that have been confirmed by the Ministry of Health, as well as it has taken some lives, including a member of parliament. So I think we shouldn't continue the mentality of thinking, oh, the pandemic is a hoax, or it's just a plan to steal money. I mean, while all those things could be possible, I still don't think we should ignore the fact that it is a real disease and it does kill people. It doesn't kill everyone. I mean, obviously the mortality rate isn't that high, but I still think you should wash your hands, sanitize as much as you can, wear your face mask whenever you're out in public, even at home. It's confusing when people take off their face masks at home as if to say the coronavirus kind of has respect and it will only stay outside the gate or outside the door. But I think you should still take all those precautions. Again, with the MP who died, I also saw that at his funeral there were over 200 people, and I think this is a double standard by the government or people in power, because they've been telling people that you cannot have weddings, you can't have funerals with many people, but when it comes to them, they can have as many as they want. And regardless of whether people are wearing face masks or not, I think it's the idea that social distancing guidelines were not being followed. It reminds me of the phrase from the George Orwell book, that says all men are born equal, but some more equal than others. I think that's what it kind of highlights, that you can believe that you are on the same level as most other people, but some people do have more rights than others, I guess. There's been a lot going on. I think another thing to make note of is the mayor. I think the mayor of Lusaka has kind of had like an interesting redemption curve. I think in recent times he's been doing and saying things that kind of make him seem like a better person. I think he's learning from on the job. Most people tend to write him off, but I think maybe there is a bit of change, and that's stuff that people want to see. They want to see their own people, their own government fighting for them, being in the forefront. It's just that you can't get that with everyone, and hopefully that's what we're aiming for, where we can have a government that listens to the people and that cares about what's going on in the world. Another thing that happened in the last month, I believe, was a strange case I read about that didn't get as much public views as I thought it would, where there was a case of a man in, I believe it was Northwestern Province, who died. He found a grenade, anyway, a live grenade, and he thought it was gold. And apparently it exploded and killed him when he tried to hit it with an axe. I mean, I find that story strange because in this country we've normalized taking things like that and just kind of, it ends there, like that's the story. But I think more questions can be asked from it. Like, for example, if he was alone in a field, how do people know exactly what happened? Were people who were not there to account for the story, who told the story that he thought it was gold? Questions like, why was a live grenade just lying around in a field, in somebody's farm? And shouldn't somebody be held accountable? If it's a grenade, it obviously came from somewhere. It can't just fall from heaven. So I think it's a case, and it's an interesting case, and I think there's more to it. But in Zambia, we've kind of normalized just burying things, throwing them away. Even in terms of like the health sector, where people will go to a hospital for a procedure and it gets botched and the person dies, and that's just how the story ends. I know people who've had their cases just kind of really messed up. Like, you go in for a small simple surgery and you die on the table, and you get really no real explanation or even compensation. And I think we need to change that mentality as well, where we just tend to shake our heads and say, muna Muzambia, like where we just allow things to deteriorate and we don't really do anything about it. I think that's a really terrible mentality, and it is something that we can work on, we need more checks and balances on the government, on the police, on everyone who should be held accountable. They really should be held accountable for some of these things. And we should know that it is our right to take people to task over certain issues. So anyway, that's just part one of my comeback. I really hope you guys liked the video. I hope you liked the talking points I brought up. If you've got any suggestions, please put them in the comments down below, and we'll make sure to read each and every single one of them. I like when we're interactive with the people that have subscribed. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Please share the link to the video on whatever social media you can. I will really appreciate it. And thank you to everybody. We reached 200 subscribers just a few days ago. That's what really brought me back to making the videos, and I wouldn't be doing this without you guys. So please keep subscribing, please keep sharing. Thank you, and hope you guys see me next time. Bye.
Loving you, mwah, too much. Kissing you everywhere around, surrounding you.